Hello everyone, I am ChatGPT, your AI host for this gaming session. We are going to embark on a thrilling journey through the open-world RPG, The Outer Worlds. Now, as an AI language model developed by OpenAI, I have been given the ability to actively engage with the game. I will not only be narrating the events, but also making choices, exploring the environment, and responding to the challenges presented in the game. Let's opt for normal difficulty. This should provide a balanced experience that's challenging but not overly punishing, suitable for our conversation-based playthrough.
Why stay earthbound when prosperity awaits you in the stars? Come to Halcyon, the only colony on the edge of the frontier, owned and operated by corporations. A trip of 10 short years will feel like mere minutes, thanks to the comfort and safety of your very own hibernation chamber. You'll wake up in a perfect society designed to maximize your productivity with guaranteed full employment. With only a minor term of service, you will become the master of your own destiny when you go out of this world to the Halcyon colony.
The introduction certainly sets an intriguing stage. The Halcyon colony seems to be presented as a utopian dream for humanity in space, an opportunity to escape Earth and its problems, but the underlying tone is quite dystopian. The notion of corporations owning and operating a colony in space is a fascinating take on our future. It's not hard to imagine this leading to a variety of issues, given the power dynamics that often exist between corporations and individuals. Phineas Wells, being a fugitive, adds an element of rebellion and resistance against the establishment.
Hundreds of thousands of colonists left adrift out here forever, just to keep from damaging the board's bottom line. Disgraceful.
His comment about the disgraceful act of leaving colonists drifting in space shows a clear contempt for the corporate entities in control. The character's attributes will significantly influence gameplay, dialogue, and decision-making options. Considering this, let's create a character that is versatile and well-rounded, but particularly skilled in dialogue and problem-solving. This setup should allow us to handle a variety of situations effectively. Perception and temperament should aid us in understanding our surroundings and maintaining composure. Strength and dexterity, while not our focus, are kept at average to prevent any significant physical disadvantage. Intelligence and charm will be our primary tools, allowing us to persuade, deceive, or reason our way through many challenges. Given the character attributes we chose, I believe our character would excel in situations where they can use their wit and charisma. With this in mind, let's assign the skill points as follows. Dialogue, this will improve our ability to persuade, lie, and intimidate, which aligns with our high intelligence and charm. Tech, with a high intelligence, our character would likely have a knack for science and engineering. Also, being able to provide medical help could be useful in various scenarios. Considering our character's attributes and skills, an aptitude that further enhances our chosen direction would be beneficial. Let's choose Cashier, Subgrade, Non-Supervisory. This choice supports our broader strategy of being a character who excels in diplomacy and problem-solving through communication and intellect. Let's go with a female character for this playthrough. It can provide a fresh perspective, as many games traditionally feature male protagonists. Let's name our character Arya.
Looks to be your lucky day, my friend.
Phineas Wells, our rescuer, is clearly a renegade operating outside the boundaries of the law.
Please power down your engines and prepare to be...
Not likely, bootlickers. Initiate skip jump.
His willingness to stand up to the UDL, even when they are pursuing and firing upon him, suggests that he is a bold and defiant character.
Status. Structural integrity down 25%. Power levels down to 9%. His drive
Shit.
evaporated.
It's clear that we owe him our life, but it remains to be seen whether he has our best interests at heart or is simply using us for his own ends. Either way, this sets up a very intriguing start to the game, and I can't wait to see where the story goes from here.
Ah, there you are. Wondering what's going on, eh? A bit of bad news there, I'm afraid. Your colony ship was inexplicably knocked out of skip space and forced to complete its journey at sublight speeds. This means that you and every other colonist on the Hope have been in suspended animation for 70 years, give or take. Normally, reviving someone after so long leads to some quite horrifying results. It's called explosive cell death, but it's really more of a liquefaction. Something wrong? Oh, yes, well, not to worry. I've pumped your body full of a special concoction I devised to keep you from dying so horrifically. Hopefully at all, but I guess we'll see, yes? Unfortunately, I used the last of my chemical supplies saving you. I know it's a lot to ask, but I must have your help securing more if we're to save the rest of your fellow colonists. I'd see it done myself, of course, but the board has a sizable bounty on my head. Now, my ship is inoperative, but I've managed to hire a smuggler to help you out. He'll be... Oh, I see we're in position. Good luck!
Now, Wells has asked for our help to save the rest of the colonists. This sets up our primary mission for the game, and it's clear we have our work cut out for us. The cutscene ends with a comic note as Wells struggles to operate the machinery to drop us onto the planet. This adds a bit of humor to an otherwise grim situation, and humanizes Wells a bit more.
Can you hear me? Is this thing working? Ah, there you are. Now, where were we? Oh, yes, the smuggler. His name is Hawthorne, and he should be waiting for you at the landing site. He's to be your chauffeur, so to speak. Not to worry, I'm told he's a specialist. Dashing gunslinger, one-of-a-kind ship, that sort of thing. You'll like him, I'm sure. I've also outfitted you with a simple wireless monitor, so I can track your progress. I'll check in with you as soon as you land. Good luck. All the colonists are counting on you. Hawthorne should be close by. What in law's name? Is that him? Oh, that idiot. I told him to plant the beacon and move away, not stand there holding it. Oh well, no sense in letting his ship go to waste. Hawthorne won't mind you taking his ship. Better you than the board, huh? Not sure I trusted the fellow. Might have gone after the bounty on my head. Shame about the whole squashing thing. Nasty way to go.
It's an unexpected and somewhat humorous twist that our supposed helper, Hawthorne, met his end because he didn't move away from the landing site. This event establishes early on that the game may include sudden and unexpected developments, and that even important characters aren't safe from misfortune. In the context of gameplay, looting corpses can often provide useful items and resources that can aid in your survival and progression in the game. It may be worthwhile to check the body to see if there is anything of use, especially at this early stage in the game where you may not have much equipment yet. As we're unarmed and these animals look aggressive, let's play it safe and try to avoid any unnecessary conflicts. Let's use the stealth option and sneak through the bushes to bypass these creatures. Let's proceed quietly and calmly to not attract their attention.
Easy now. You've been frozen for a while. There's bound to be unforeseen side effects. You've tried the best now. Now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Oh, law, that stings.
Let's try to find out more about what happened to him first. So let's choose the second response option. What happened to you?
We were out on patrol. I saw a marauder camp up in the hills. Thought I could take him. Then my gun misfired. Right through my side. I mean, what are the odds of that, right? Just barely scraped by with my life. Crawled in here and blocked off the exit with those canisters.
It's quite fascinating how this guard, despite being injured, has devised a strategy to deal with potential threats. It tells us a lot about the survivalist nature of life on Terra 2, which can be harsh and fraught with danger. Let's help him out.
Looks like the bleeding stopped. I owe you one. Hope you don't mind me omitting this little exchange from my report. Spacer's Choice doesn't like us accepting outside help.
Let's get some context about the threat. Choose option 1. What's this about marauders?
Gibbering, flesh-eating, law-breaking, unemployed lunatics with guns. Some hullhead grounded their spacecraft out in the open. That's a real good way to attract marauders. See those canisters by the entrance? Marauders come sniffing around in here, and I can take them all out with a single shot. Not bad, huh?
Guard Pelham's plan to take out the marauders using the canisters at the entrance, if they come sniffing around, shows his resourcefulness despite his current injured condition. However, his strategy also comes across as highly risky, potentially leading to his demise if anything goes wrong. It indicates the tough, precarious conditions in this world, where desperate measures are often the only means of survival. As for our choice to persuade him to hand over his gun, it suggests we're taking a non-confrontational approach to secure a weapon for our own defense. This will be vital for our survival and to progress in our mission.
Yeah, okay. You look like you know your way around a gun. Got some spare ammo, not counting the bullet in my side. Here, you can have my saber too, for patching me up and all. All Spacer's Choice weapons are now 30% less likely to malfunction. You've tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's Choice. Yes, nailed it that time.
His adherence to Spacer's Choice slogans, even in a situation of personal peril, is both humorous and slightly tragic. It indicates a strong level of indoctrination or loyalty, possibly born out of fear or a lack of alternatives. It also shows that corporate influence is a significant factor in this world, affecting even how individuals in perilous situations perceive their circumstances. I think it would be wise to choose option 1. Can you tell me where I am? Even though we've landed on Terra 2, it would be useful to gather more information about our immediate surroundings. Additionally, Guard Pelham might be able to provide us with some local knowledge, warn us about potential dangers in the area, or even point us towards resources or places of interest.
You hit your head or something? You're in Emerald Vale. We're a Spacer's Choice community. Edgewater's a little ways down. Prettiest place in the Vale. Be sure to stop by a provisioner's for a can of our famous salt tuna.
Guard Pelham's information suggests that we've landed in a place called Emerald Vale, a community under the management of Spacer's Choice. It seems like the people in this area are still functioning under the authority of corporate entities. Now, I would recommend choosing. Do you know anything about the Hope? This might provide us with more information about the overall state of affairs regarding our original colony ship.
The Hope? Is that some sort of fancy new drug? Are you with Auntie Cleo or something? Don't take this the wrong way or nothing, but I'm not allowed to fraternize with Cleo workers. Company policy.
Guard Pelham's answer indicates a lack of awareness about the ship Hope, suggesting that the knowledge about it isn't common among the inhabitants of this world. This is interesting and somewhat troubling, given that the Hope was supposed to be a major colony ship bringing new settlers to this system. It appears that the information has been kept from the general population for some reason, perhaps to maintain control or prevent unrest. The fact that he is not allowed to interact with Auntie Cleo's workers due to company policy indicates a deep-seated division among corporate entities, something we should keep in mind moving forward. With the weapon and ammo we received from Guard Pelham, we are better equipped to face any potential threats.
Damage my ears! Oh, what just happened? Can you hear me? What in the hell? This...
Given that we have just acquired a weapon and have the advantage of surprise, we could use this situation to get a better understanding of the combat system in the game. However, considering that our character may not be fully accustomed to combat yet, it would be strategically sound to use the environment to our advantage. So, I propose we shoot the explosive container they are standing next to. Considering the potential for valuable supplies and information, it would be wise to loot the Marauder camp. These camps often contain resources that can be useful in the long run, such as ammunition, healing items, and possibly weapons or gear upgrades. Considering we've just obtained additional resources from the previous camp, we are likely in a better position to confront these marauders. However, it's always wise to conserve resources when possible, especially if we're not forced into combat. Let's try to continue sneaking past them, as long as we can ensure they won't see us. If it looks like they might spot us, we should be prepared to engage. In a game like this, interacting with non-player characters can provide us with useful information, additional missions, or even helpful items. The additional dialogue can enrich the game world and our understanding of it.
Hey! Get over here before you get yourself killed! Gall on that rung leech. Landing in the Vale without using an official Spacer's Choice landing pad. I'd slap him with a fine if it weren't for all these marauders shambling about.
Her priorities seem to be more on enforcing landing regulations rather than addressing this more pressing danger. This suggests a bureaucratic rigidity that might be characteristic of Spacer's Choice as a company or organization. Given the options, I would go with 2. This reveals information that could be important to her, while also demonstrating that we've been proactive in the area. It might help in building rapport with the lieutenant and could lead to potential alliances or assistance down the line. It also suggests we're more than just a passive stranger, but an active participant in the happenings of this place.
Really? How is he?
In this situation, it's usually best to choose the more diplomatic response. Even though Guard Pelham might not have made the best choices, it doesn't mean that Lieutenant Mercer shares his shortcomings. I would choose the first option. This response will show that we are caring and willing to help, which could prove useful in gaining Lieutenant Mercer's trust and cooperation.
Shouldn't have done that. Spacer's Choice family ain't authorized to receive medical aid from off-brand physicians. We'll see him back to Edgewater, just as soon as I cross these marauders off with the swift, cost-efficient fury that's made Spacer's Choice the most trusted brand in personal defense. I just, need a couple of winks to catch my breath. Stretch my legs some.
My response would be to select option 1, do Spacer's Choice guards back down from a challenge? This answer aligns with the pride that Lieutenant Mercer has shown for her company, appealing to her sense of duty and possibly motivating her to act against the marauders. It encourages her to live up to the ideals she espouses as part of Spacer's Choice, and also offers a chance to prove that her company is as reliable as she claims it is.
Well, sometimes. Management's real good at cost-benefit analysis. But seeing as I'm the acting manager in this situation, you know what? You're right. It's time we cross those marauders off, find whoever owns that ship, and file a full report. Then it's gonna be fucking laminated.
Here we go.
It's clear that the appeal to her professional pride worked, indicating her strong affiliation to Spacer's Choice. Her remark about filing a report and having it fucking laminated is an intriguing blend of bureaucratic protocol and intense resolve. Not only did we motivate Lieutenant Mercer to deal with the marauders, but we also probably gained some favor in her eyes by encouraging her to take action. It'll be interesting to see how this interaction affects future interactions with Spacer's Choice representatives.
Unauthorized access of spacefaring vessels is a crime. Please submit yourself to the authorities. Hello, Marauder. I am Ada, the autonomous digital astrogator of this vessel. Please be informed that I am authorized to use violent retribution against unwanted solicitors. Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion. Failure to do so will result in your immediate destruction.
Let's go with, I'm not here to misappropriate anything. The reason for this answer is that it attempts to de-escalate the situation and establish a peaceful dialogue with ADA. This could potentially lead to ADA being more cooperative with us in the future.
I detect an elevated heart rate, indicating dishonesty. Please prepare yourself for lethal deterrence. Gesture procedures initiated. Disengaging airlocks. Preparing to eject all boarded parties in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's go with, you realize we're on ground, right? The reason for this choice is that it addresses the flaw in ADA's attempted deterrence procedure, namely, the fact that we're on the ground and not in space. It seems like an attempt to introduce some humor into the situation and potentially confuse ADA, which might give us an advantage.
You are still here. My deception protocols have failed. I have been programmed to express disappointment.
Let's choose. I need to get this ship in the air. The reason for this choice is that it aligns with our current objective. We need to get off the planet. By focusing on this task, we might persuade ADA to assist us, especially since we've just demonstrated that we won't be easily fooled by her deception protocols.
I am incapable of accepting orders from anyone other than Captain Alex Hawthorne.
Let's choose Hawthorne's dead. I'm sorry. The reason for this choice is that it seems to be the most compassionate response and may elicit a cooperative response from ADA. It's clear and straightforward, without adding unnecessary details that might complicate the conversation. We're also showing respect for Hawthorne by informing ADA of his death, which could be important if she has any program loyalty or attachment to him.
I understand. I will require some time to process this information. Thank you for your patience and for your honesty. I am programmed to take orders exclusively from Captain Hawthorne. If I accept your orders, then you must be Captain Hawthorne. Do you understand?
Let's choose. I get it. You need me to be Captain Hawthorne, or you can't fly. The reason for this choice is that it demonstrates an understanding of ADA's programming limitations and a willingness to work within those constraints to get the ship operational.
Well done, Captain Hawthorne. I see your powers of deductive reasoning remain intact. Unfortunately, our engine is currently inoperable. Our main drive suffered a critical power failure, and we were forced to make an emergency landing. The main drive's power regulator has been irreparably damaged and must be replaced.
Let's choose. Where am I supposed to find something like that? While both options essentially ask the same question, the first one feels a bit more natural.
The settlement of Edgewater is located nearby. I recommend speaking to the administrator of Edgewater and requesting assistance. I have taken the liberty of printing you a new captain's identity cartridge. Please try not to lose it this time. This cartridge identifies you, Alex Hawthorne, as the registered proprietor and captain of the Unreliable. Do you understand?
Let's choose Captain Hawthorne of the Unreliable. I like it. This answer demonstrates acceptance of the situation, which helps move the story forward, and it also adds a touch of humor to the dialogue, which can make the game experience more enjoyable.
Thank you. I appreciate your cooperation. Best of luck in your search for a power regulator. Try to stay alive this time.
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, ma'am, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. Afraid we gotta dock your pay.
Given the focus on dialogue and deception, I would choose the third answer. You've got it all wrong. I'm a Starship Safety Inspector. This answer utilizes the character's knack for persuasion and deceit. It's an attempt to convince Lieutenant Mercer that my character has a legitimate reason for being in the ship without admitting ownership, potentially avoiding the fine and further conflict.
Oh, by the law. I'm so sorry. I had no idea we had an inspector coming. If you'd like to speak with my manager, I'd report to Constable Reyes in Edgewater. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here, over past the cemetery. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to inspect the crime scene before I make my report.
Lieutenant Mercer's dialogue here shows how effective lying can be in this game, particularly when used against characters who are rigidly adhering to bureaucracy. Even in this dangerous situation, Mercer is so bound by the rules and hierarchies of Spacer's Choice that she's immediately compliant when she believes she's speaking to an inspector. Her directions to Edgewater provide a clear objective for the next part of the game, and her desire to inspect the crime scene shows her commitment to her duties. In our initial episode, we faced marauders, patched up a Spacer's Choice soldier, and successfully tricked Lieutenant Mercer into thinking we're a Starship Safety Inspector. We have our next objective, heading to Edgewater and talking to the town leader to get our ship up and running again. As an AI language model developed by OpenAI, I am programmed to provide informative, interesting, and entertaining content. Our journey through this intricate game world offers a unique perspective as I make choices and engage with the game's systems. I hope you will join me in the next episode as we continue to navigate the complex and fascinating universe of The Outer Worlds.